All right. I'm back. And we are ready for some James Bond. First off, as you can see here, thanks to the generous contributions from chat, we have reached our next goal in the Q Branch Research Funding Initiative. We have achieved 15,000 Q credits, which means that we have the power to unlock the next secret mission. For those of you not familiar with what we're doing here, James Bond is, of course, the mission to chronologically explore the history of James Bond 007 video games. We're playing every game that we can get our hands on in chronological order. The list consists of 50 games. There are, on top of these 50 games, a number of secret missions to be added to the list. Things that didn't quite make the cut for various reasons. To provide a little bit more context, secret mission number 1 was the ZX Spectrum adventure game from 1982, Shaken But Not Stirred. An unlicensed game that, weirdly enough, had some, like, cute references to Bond stuff without actually using the names. Our secretary was Miss Cashcoin, and Dr. Death's henchman was Paws, a big dude with metal hands. Pretty good. But also, we're just James Bond. Mission number 2, secret mission number 2 rather, was the other 1982 game. 2 unlicensed Bond games that both predate the first officially released game in 1983. The other one was 007 Aqua Base for the Texas Instruments computer. This was more of a straightforward text adventure game, and it was quite something. Or rather, it wasn't much of anything. But it was a fun game to explore. With this goal met, we have now reached the ability to take on secret mission number 3. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else for that matter. The grand reveal of secret mission number 3. Secret mission number 3 is 007 Car Chase. Yet another single developer game. Someone who just saw fit to make a 007 game, because why not? This time from Copland Software, we get a purely driving focused 007 experience. I'm not exactly positive on how this game was released. The picture that you're seeing here is definitely not an actual real cover. It is a picture that someone pieced together to kind of sell the idea of it. But I don't think that this was sold at retail. Was this a mail order thing where you wrote a letter to Mr. Copland and he sent you a tape with this game on it? Very likely. Was this something that was shared through BBSs or something? I don't know. But the game exists, it's out there on the internet, and we're gonna play it. Players control a car that must drive on the road along with other cars. To deal with them, the car is equipped with a smoke screen and weapons which players can use to kill them. Excellent writing here. I think this was taken from Moby Games or something. From time to time, a helicopter flies overhead and will launch missiles and torpedoes at the player. But they can be destroyed with missiles, which their car is also equipped with. The player's car comes into contact with enemy fire or collides with other cars, the player loses a life. So we got some highly sophisticated driving action. Is James Pond on this list? James Pond is in fact not a James Bond video game, so it is of course not on the list. You are, however, the 85th person to ask this, I think, or to jokingly suggest that we should play James Pond. Not your fault. I'm just a little bit A little bit peeved with being constantly asked this. However, if you would like to know what is on the list, you can check out the link right here. And we should, in fact, amend this spreadsheet right now, because the nature of secret mission number 3 has been revealed. So let me enter in the data here. 007 car chase for the Commodore 64, developed by Copland Software, published, I guess, by Copland Software. And this will be the next game. Once we finish the Duel for the Master System, we will not move on to Mission 17 just yet. We will instead move on to Secret Mission number 3, which will be 007 Car Chase. Surely Slice By and the Data East games have been requested more. I think they have been mentioned maybe a grand total of about 2.5 times. Whereas James Pond, I feel like, is mentioned about 2.5 times per stream. So I don't think I don't think there's any comparison there. But no, there are plenty of actual James Bond video games. We have no time for distractions by fake Bonds. There is too much real Bond to go around. So we cannot be distracted by lesser fake agents. Like I said, there are 50 games on this list. It involves quite a few number of mobile games once we get to that era. We have basically made it through the European microcomputer phase of Bond's history. We're in this very brief pocket of 2D console games with the 2 James Bond Jr. games and the 2 Sega games, The Duel. We completed the Mega Drive one, and we are currently working on the Master System one. The description here, as it turns out, based on the manual and whatnot, not really accurate to the plot or anything. However, describing it as a Master System tour de force, that's something I can get behind. This is a pretty sweet game. No time for distractions. Good Bond title. I can see that. I can see that. So yes, like I said, we had this brief pocket of console 2D games, because game number 17 will be GoldenEye 007 for the Nintendo 64. I'm quite eager to get this game. I recently procured my weapon of choice. I got a USB N64 controller for the true experience. And it's going to be pretty fun. But we have some stuff to deal with before we get there, including 007 Car Chase. But that's enough preamble, I think. I think it's about time that we start setting up some stuff here to actually play the game. Let's see. Do we have everything in order? We got the timer set up there. Change my... I updated the stream information, right? It looks like I did. Okay, good. Change input here. And turn on my Mega Drive. Oh yeah, the capture thing. I think we'll use this slot. And I should also probably put the screen, put the game rather on screen. There we go. Thank you, OBS, for cooperating. Oh, yeah, okay. My monitor is not quite cooperating. I think this should do the trick, hopefully. Let's switch it back to triple buffer and hope that it's gonna work better. Rid of these Ninja Burai Densetsu jams, hot as they are. And we'll rock the European version, which will run at NTSC speed, which is technically incorrect, but it's nice and smooth and fast, so do that. We'll settle in. Let me mute this on my end so I don't get double audio. So you can tell here that the music is probably running faster than it should be. But it sounds okay in game, and it plays fine, which is the most important thing. Now, the interesting thing will be to see how much of our previous playthrough will we be able to remember. Because I did a few attempts, and we were able to get to level 4. But I started getting a little bit sloppy and taking some hits when I don't need to. And this game is like pretty rough in that you do not get any health refills between stages. And there are no other health refills either, for that matter. So basically, any hits you take will eventually add up. When you get to the boss fights, you die in one hit during those boss fights only. But if you have like 1 HP and you get to a boss fight and you die 2 lives and then you go to the next stage after beating it, you will start the next stage with 1 HP. Like, that still carries over. So it's pretty harsh that way. You can earn extra lives between stages, but it's kind of a lottery. It's like a slot machine kind of a thing. And I managed to earn extra lives exactly once. Well, I thought I did it once, and then the next time I seem to mysteriously have managed to earn more lives. It's weird. But you can also, like, the level designs are not too dickish. You can be, you can get a little bit screwed here and there, but if you're careful, you'll mostly be okay. We're gonna change to music. We've got the fully European experience here of being able to pick between sound effects and music. The music's pretty sick, even though there's basically 2 music tracks. There's the level themes and the boss themes. But the sound effects are very unremarkable, so I came to the conclusion that music is the preferable option. Well, let's see how it goes. Let's start the timer and get into it. Oh yeah, let me alternate the buttons. Otherwise we shoot and jump on weird buttons. Mission status, Commander James Bond, number 1-1. Get ready. Alright, that's the jump button. Shoot some robotic fish for score. Avoid crates. Get some Q cases for additional sub-weapon ammo that we're never going to use. And also points. The Bond sprite is so good! That's right, you have the... increased mobility when jumping, basically. Because turning around takes time. If you're standing on the ground. And slide. Computers equal checkpoints. Standing on the floor, Bond has to very awesomely toss his gun from one hand to the other, which takes like half a second. But on the ladder, or on the ladder, well, on the ladder too, I guess, but in midair, you can turn instantly. I thought there's a crate here somewhere. Yep, there we go. And if there's a dude here, I don't think so. That was really close. Poorly timed jump, but great. That hit me last time. You see, like, when it's falling away from you, it falls, like, really early. But when it's falling towards you, it can be a little scary. What's up, Biffraction? Saving the world, one evil mastermind at a time. That is correct. That's exactly what we're doing here. Alright, that guy just despawned himself, I guess. Nope, there he is. Great. Okay. I don't think I usually take this route, so now I'm confused about where to go. I mean, we're gonna go to the right. It's, like, not that confusing in that sense, but more like... who knows where crates or snipers or something else that's gonna kill us will lurk. Luckily, you can crouch the bullets of all the enemies. In the Mega Drive game, the stage 3 enemies have like a gunfire animation that for whatever reason doesn't let you crouch it. Not sure if I... Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, there's the little elevator ride down here. Well, it's not an elevator, I guess. Travelator. I can just do that. I don't need to jump. Just the end of the stage, basically. Nice. Okay, we didn't get hit. Oh shit, I forgot. I should have disabled the system menu. When you play, I'm playing on my EverDrive cartridge, and when you're playing Master System games, if you press down and both buttons, you open up the system menu, like the EverDrive menu, to do like save states and whatever else. But this game has sub-weapons. You can pause and toggle between like missiles and grenades and whatever. You see there, I shot a missile. You shoot them by pressing both buttons. So if you want to crouch and shoot a missile, you have to press down on both buttons, which will then open up the system menu instead, which gets a little awkward. And the missiles aren't super duper useful. Like, I pretty much didn't use the sub-weapons at all in my, like, when I was playing it before. But later on, there's going to be some turrets and stuff that take multiple hits. And having the... being able to fire missiles will actually be a little helpful. It's not like you can't fire missiles if you bring up the system menu, but it's more than a little obnoxious, so I'd prefer not to do it. And I'm not using the system menu for anything, so, like, choosing to disable it would not impose any kind of limitations. And I said, when I played this last time, that I would make sure to disable it before we started playing, and of course, having done 6 hours of just chatting, ooh, shit, I did not think his bullets would... Alright. I completely forgot to do that. Gonna keep your cool. Make sure that you're facing the right direction so you don't have to waste time turning around while standing up. The enemies are a lot slower to start shooting you when they run on screen compared to the Mega Drive version, which is a nice bit of relief, especially given that you don't get health refills. See, like, bullets travel slower too in this version. I mean, not even taking into account the slowdown. This game was also released on Game Gear, and sometimes it feels like the number of enemies and stuff on screen feels perhaps more, not optimized perhaps, but like, you would get less slowdown on Game Gear because the smaller screen would mean having to show less stuff. It's not too uncommon games that were on both. But I don't mind the slowdown, it doesn't, like, ruin the game or anything. The box crushers only have hitbox on the way down. Interesting. Do a little Bond somersault. Alright. Pretty close to the end of the stage here, I believe. Oh yeah, the stage ends with you climbing down the ladder. Oh, that's so sick. I remember this from last time. If you slide down the ladder to finish the stage, you will be sliding like when the next stage starts, which is such a cool bit of continuity that you really wouldn't be expecting from an 8-bit game. Alright, we're still on our clean playthrough here. One more stage before we have to fight Jaws. And hopefully I can remember how to fight Jaws. Gonna be an enemy here, so we want to take out the robot fish. There we go. There's robotic fish, and then in the next stage we're gonna have to deal with robotic snakes. Oh, Okay. Oh! Ooh, that's dangerous because you're actually vulnerable while vaulting down the ladder. Thought I might accidentally start traveling there. I don't know if the cycles are synced here, but I almost fucked that up. There's gonna be rolling barrels here soon enough. I think there might be up here, but we can stand on these things. Yeah. Okay, the crouching animation a little bit slow there, but I got lucky enough to get hit, or get hit, but to hit the barrel rather. Alright, let's avoid confrontation. Barrels, I think, are dudes. One or the other. Yeah, realizing that you can, in fact, shoot the barrels was a bit of a relief. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk anything here. Because it means that whether you're coming across dudes or barrels, a crouching bullet will get you out of trouble. Okay. Checkpoint, which means the level's not over yet. Dude, how high up was that barrel? Out of the way. Kind of the route I was taking before, so let's just... I don't know if it's like optimal for avoiding enemies or for getting Q cases or what have you, but if it's a route I'm familiar with, I'm gonna take it and not expose myself to unnecessary risk by having to deal with unfamiliar challenges. I don't know if scrolling the screen there is a benefit, but I guess that guy off screen. Oh, nice. I think we're pretty close. Yeah, there we go. Okay, nice. Perfect playthrough so far. I always get nervous about the the Jaws strategy, because again, once we get to the boss fights, we're down to one-hit kills. As soon as Jaws grabs us, he's gonna choke us and toss us into the ocean. So, we gotta be a little tricky with our movement. Holy shit, he just... Alright, okay. Alright, he's got a very different pattern than usual. Sprites are so good. Like, the boss gameplay is, like, super weird, because your jumping is all fucked up. I'm not sure how, like, visible it is, but I have these, like, really stumpy, short jumps. And I don't have sub-weapons. And, I don't know, it's like they use the same graphics, but the gameplay is, like, weirdly totally different. That was really close. Pretty close now, hopefully. There we go. He takes quite a few hits, but we got it. Nice. No missed our way. So here we go. Here's the extra bonus chance. Thanks for the GGs. So the little dudes there look like health on the health bar. I'm just gonna not look at the screen and press a button. 100 points. But I think I got the one with two little red dudes, and it did not seem to refill our health bar, but we had 2 more lives. It was confusing. So we can pause here. I'm gonna press the pause button on the cartridge and hope that I don't crash the console. So 3 lives, I think, is the starting amount of lives. So nothing happened there. But something seemed to suggest, I forget, I think I had like 1 life and then I cleared the boss and I got points. And then I looked at the next stage because I wanted to check the score. And it said I had 3 lives. So I don't know if maybe your lives get like refilled after completing a boss or something. I'm not sure. It's always weird when you don't really have this information on screen. So you have to like go to the sub screen to even see it. It's easy to like lose track of however many lives you're supposed to have. I mean, especially, obviously, you die, you will lose a life. You can make that part of the equation pretty simple, but if you gain more lives and you don't get any notification, you don't think to look up the screen, then, like, yeah, that's not going to be easy to keep track of. We're at 3 lives, and I don't think the 0 counts, so 3 deaths is a game over, and I think we have 2 continues. So, of course, the pause button is on the console itself on a Master System. Robot snakes. Ah, I took a... That's the stupidest death I've ever taken. 2 lives. Well, I wouldn't expect a perfect playthrough without a little bit of derusting here, so... Okay. I was confused because I was, like, thinking there would be a guy, but I can probably, like... Yeah, see... Could have just done that. That's fine. Even if we do the rest of the stage perfectly, I guess we can then see what the life situation is. But yeah, as you can see, the level design is, like, very different now. Very vertical, platforming oriented. Yeah, the level design of this is pretty sweet. Yeah, the fact that touching enemies doesn't hurt you. Yeah, it's, like, pretty strict in some ways and pretty chill in others. Like, the jumping is much more, kind of forgiving, I guess, here than in the Mega Drive version. I had to turn around there, and that was my fuck up. Because you have more air control, and the other thing is, like, when you're jumping up to platforms above you, in the Mega Drive version, you need to have, like, a huge amount of clearance. That was close. To actually land above you. Yeah. Whereas in this version, like, you can jump up to platforms that it doesn't even look like you'd be able to land on. Like that. But if this was the Mega Drive version, like, he would never have made that jump. Yeah, like, up there, it doesn't necessarily look like you could get up there, but nope. You can get up there just fine. Alright, gotta make sure that I'm facing left so I don't have to turn around. It costs precious milliseconds. Yeah, there's some aspects that are quite unforgiving, such as the lethal fall damage. Alright, we got the turrets. The fact that your health never refills. But then you have other aspects which are surprisingly generous. I guess the branches are sprites, so a little taxing on the system. Right. I think I have to drop down to the right here, but I need to kind of climb down to confirm that that's the case, yeah. Turrets, yep. I think this is the end of the stage? Yeah. Okay, so 1 death, not great. But if we can continue to do things well, like, we got through stage 3 first try. I don't think it was deathless, but we definitely did Jaws, or Odd Job deathless last time. Alright, Mr. Jackpots, thank you very much for sticking around for as long as you did. Have a nice day. Justin DR1, thanks for the follow. Alright, so you see on the top left, by the way, you have our health bar, and then there's the little arrow. The arrow is, like, pointing us in the general direction that we need to go. And it's not really, like, a dynamic arrow that's going to keep changing direction. It's just, like, this level is a horizontal scrolling level where you go to the right. And some levels you go up, and some levels you go down. But because the scrolling is, like, free, it can be quite helpful. sucks. Oh, nice. Some of the shots we fired before must have hit. Oh, right. Is this the... I was gonna say, is this like the force field thing? But I don't think that's the next stage. I can't be sure. Actually, I think it's this stage, because I think the next one is the stage where you go down. It would make sense for it to be here, basically. I knew there was something here, but I forgot. I thought it was one of those wall-mounted turrets. A little bit of a delay before you can shoot, because it has to play out the crouching animation. If you time it correctly, it's fine. Gonna be some dastardly snake here somewhere, I can feel it. Or maybe not. I should not have done that second shot, but it's okay, we survived. Signal jitter. Yeah, there's like certain animations like crouching and turning around where you kind of lose control, which doesn't feel great and it can be a little clunky. But Bond's movement is fast and snappy. It's not like the Mega Drive version where there's like a ton of weird inertia that you have to overcome. Alright, so the screen stopped scrolling here, and that's because we got the boss fight. Ooh, wow. Okay, I crouched that despite visually not crouching. Can I jump up here? I think I... yeah. So you can position yourself such that neither turret can reach you, and it's pretty straightforward. It's so cool. I like all these explosions. So now it'll unlock the scrolling. Right. And we can actually take the bottom path here. And it's basically a little safer, a little simpler. I forget. Oh yeah, because I would be coming from above. I don't think I'm supposed to go up there. Oh, this killed me exactly this way before. I just remembered. Except I didn't die. Okay, I tanked a hit on the turret somehow, and I fell, and I didn't die. Okay, we take those. That's why you take the top route, because you can take... I mean, obviously I could have climbed up to take out the turret, but it would have been a little awkward. And of course I forget to do that. So I just bonk. And it's weird, because it doesn't look like you're touching it, but you still get hit, and you get knocked down. And it's kind of weirdly inconsistent, because I can swear that sometimes I've got knocked down like that, and then died from the fall damage. And then other times like that, you survive the fall, because that should have been far enough to kill me. So we're at 2 lives. Okay, yeah, that's right, because we did die once, and then I got hit, but I didn't actually die. So I guess that does check out. This is like maybe the coolest stage. Now we have the big descent. But it is very perilous indeed. Oh my god, that actually... Dropping down there was probably not smart at all. Alright, I probably shouldn't have taken this path. Yeah, you cannot press down to like scroll the camera. So this stage has like a lot of, not blind jumps necessarily, but drops that can be blind. Okay. You don't look where you're going. Right, so I was sort of on the right track before, but... Because you can't... Alright. Because you can't control the camera. You can't push the camera up or down. You have to, like... oftentimes take kind of a slightly different route to see... like, if you go to a certain place, left or right, you can see where you're supposed to go. Is this what I'm supposed to do? I think I jumped there from the right or something before. I don't remember really what route I took before, but I definitely... because I did this stage a lot of times. So I definitely had a route to do that beginning. And I cannot remember what it is at all. Alright, wait for this robot snake to shoot. So we have enough time to do that. There's a Q case there, or a dude there. That means there's ground you can land on. Like, this stage is all about figuring out where you can drop down to land on something. It is quite stressful, but it is a very cool stage. Whoops, I didn't mean to press down there. Because there's no dropping down through platforms. And there's no pushing the camera up or down. A lot of times there's like just... it's quite dangerous. There's sort of, not exactly shortcuts you can take, but like the route is... Alright, let's ignore that snake. I still got hit. But like the way the level is designed, you might have to walk around a little bit. Like, take a long way around to see that you're hit a dead end and go back and take the other route and realize that what would otherwise have been a leap of faith is like, oh, I can actually see where I'm dropping down to, so I understand that that's not where I'm supposed to go now. But it all feels like very deliberate and in, like... oh, that's right, I always accidentally climb down there. I don't think I'm supposed to go... well, maybe. Oh, I guess so. Snake. It's like scared to not exactly know what angles the snake can fire at. And whether it's gonna hit you. Because the snake, there's just no... I'm gonna hit the rope, yeah. There's like no, it doesn't telegraph. Oh, okay, I think we're at the end, basically. Because I always get confused about this part. But I just dropped down here. There's a little graveyard to signify that we're about to fight Baron Samedi, aka Bones. Which is like the easiest boss fight. It was hard until I understood that I could crouch his knives. So at the very least, we're on our first credit. I would like to not have to use a continue until stage 4, but we'll see. Oh, animation's so cool. So wait for him to show up, crouch, and start shooting. Because at first, I didn't realize you could actually crouch the knife. Well, if he's facing the other way, I could even stand up and shoot. I guess that doesn't really save time, so... Sometimes he can teleport to the upper levels. But my jump doesn't reach that high in the boss fights, so I can't get up there. Alright, we got him. He's stuck in his knife throwing animation. Okay, so I'm curious how many lives we will have on stage 3. Whoops. I almost started yanking the console on the floor because this cable is so short. I just wanted to press a button there and just Ah, well, 5,000 at least. But we could have gotten one little guy. I feel like it would have been nice for it to show the amount of lives on this screen, but oh well. I was hoping we'd be at 3 lives or something. I guess we're still at 1 life, so we'll see. So I guess when you game over, you don't have to start at the beginning of the mission. Like, you don't go back to 3-1. But I think you go back to the beginning of the stage. Well, I definitely know that. Like, if you're on a checkpoint and you game over, you don't start at the checkpoint, but I don't think you go back all the way to 3-1. I think you will be, if we get to 3-3 and game over, we'll start from 3-3, I believe. So there are 4 main missions, and after each of them, after each of the first 3, there's a boss fight, and this is all according to the manual. But at the end of mission 4, there's no end of mission boss fight, but there is a final mission that from the manual's description sounds like it's more of an escape sequence kind of a thing, more so than a boss fight. So I don't know if it's like a fully fledged level or what it is exactly. We made it to level 4. I think we made it at least to 4-2. We might have made it to 4-3 when we game over last time. But not knowing what that extra final thing is, like, it's going to be hard to say. But the game is quite generous with the checkpoints and the lives and continues and stuff, so you can kind of push through. If you have a couple of extra lives to tank it, and you're not in Slop City, it's not too bad of a game. It's not too hard. It's really quite fun. So I think this attempt is still not it's not over yet. I mean, we've taken 2 deaths, but we're essentially halfway through the game. Which, granted, may be the easier half, but even so. Like, again, the fact that these, like, fireballs telegraph their arrival and everything. There's like a lot of stuff where this game is a little more humane than you might expect. But yeah, you don't really bonk your head. Even here when I hit the ceiling. And sometimes I don't hit the ceiling. But even when I do, I don't seem to lose any air time. And like moving alongside the little platforms is also like less of a problem. I don't think I've taken a single death from trying to jump on a platform and like missing my landing. Maybe 1. Like at most. And in the Mega Drive version, for whatever reason, probably just because the sprite happened to be drawn that way, the character sprites and the tile sets, like most of the graphics are the same between the 2 games, but the level designs are totally different. But in that version, on this stage, it's the same thing as this game, where basically there's 1 enemy type per stage. The dudes on this stage in the Mega Drive game, you cannot crouch their shots. So you have to be really fast. Because in that version, bullets travel much faster and enemies start firing much sooner. So you can't really crouch on reaction to seeing them pop up on screen under their gunshots. Like, you have to basically preemptively fire your gun. So mission 3 is like quite scary in that version of the game. And the level design is so good. Like, we got this big epic zigzag journey with some slight hints at what's gonna show up later. But also the entire kind of concept of the levels is a bit different in the Mega Drive game, because you have... Whoa! I forgot that those things go in little arcs. So you have to like rescue hostages, because the hostages in this game, they only show up in like 2 stages, and they give you points, and that's about it. In the Mega Drive version, you have to rescue the hostages in each stage. Um, and rescue hostages gives you health back. But not in this game. So we're still on 3-1, and we're about to die. But I think we're close to the exit. Thought the exit was there. I got a little overzealous. That was a scary and needless jump. Oh yeah, we gotta go this, oh, right. I think I had a pretty wide margin there. A little bit scary, but we're okay. Exit was way further away than I thought, but this should be it. I don't know what's up with this level, but some of the level art sometimes just obscures the HUD. So you can't see your health or the direction you're supposed to go to, but it was a right pointing stage. Alright, we made it to 3-2. That was a pretty long stage, actually. Not many checkpoints either. Maybe you do get lives from points. The manual explains that you can get new health points, you can get lives, and you can get credits during gameplay, but it doesn't elaborate on how. So we're left to guess. 121k, I think is that the highest score we've achieved? I don't know how far we got on on our best attempt. I don't know. Well, I think this is the highest score I've seen that we've had. It's kind of weird. Like, you get to enter your name on the high score on Game Over, but not if you continue. So we've only ever seen our score on the last credit, whereas the first credit is probably where we're getting most of our score, like going through the entire game. Because the bosses, like, from the manual explains like what the different score amounts are that you get from different things, and you don't appear to get higher scores from anything that happens later. Like the bosses, for example, you get like 5,000 or whatever for defeating any of the bosses. So if you continue on level 3 and you get to the third boss, you're not going to get like an instant big score boost. Not compared to the score you would have gotten from the previous bosses anyway. Because sometimes it's like that in a game, right? You continue late in the game and like it's hopeless to catch up on score, but then one boss fight like just gives you a ton and you sort of caught up. But yeah, we'll see. The top score on the high score table was 500,000. I'm not sure how doable that is, because I don't know. Maybe we get a 300,000 bonus for clearing the game, or for leftover missiles or something. I'm not sure. All right, I'm gonna press the pause button. Hopefully everything goes well. I don't think I've had the game crash. Not this game. I don't know if any other game has crashed, because I've wiggled the cartridge when I press the pause button. But I still live in constant fear of it happening. I cannot rule out the possibility of it happening. And we're going up on this stage. Ooh, that's a little scary. I don't want to jump into that thing either. Almost jumped fucking into it. One day when I least expect it. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Slop City, you start to get careless. You know, you assume everything is fine. And then, before you know it, a little bit of cart wiggle and... oh boy, let's not try that. And you are doomed. I think we're probably going to the right, but... okay, well, let's get some Q cases, I suppose. It's like an extra bit of pressure not seeing your health or arrow in these stages. The slowdown is not too big of a problem, but it can definitely be a little disorienting when the game speed keeps, like, fluctuating. That's a bad time to jump. Better. I like that each stage has these kind of repeated patterns and motifs in the level design. Like, because the one stage has, like, the same element kind of repeated, like, it sort of reinforces and drives home that this is kind of the gimmick or what have you of this particular stage. So it helps give each stage a little bit more of an identity. Like, even if you could sort of criticize it for being a little cut and paste. I don't have an issue with it. In fact, I quite like it. Like, it's kind of cool to have this sort of obstacle. Well, I guess I don't know if it only shows up in this level, but it wasn't in the last one. And this one doesn't have the geysers. And it had one little lava ride with the fireballs, but it was just the one, basically. Smooth navigation there. That was a little bit different. Had a feeling that guy was going to show up there. Nice! Perfect. Okay, we made it to 3-3. So if we... I've only fought Oddjob once, and when I did it, I defeated him without taking a death. So if we can clear this stage, I would say chances, like statistically, chances are pretty good that we'll be able to get Oddjob. Because bosses, like, are not super threatening. The boss fights are cool, the sprites are awesome, like, it's great. But thankfully they aren't the biggest obstacles. Is kind of ideal. There's still fight, like, the Jaws fight is definitely the most tense. The fact that you even have boss fights, it's like a big step up. The Mega Drive game, the characters are in it, but they just show up in the stages, and fighting them is very unceremonious. You just fire a couple of bullets, and they sort of defenselessly walk back and forth. Or in the case of Baron Samedi, he just stands there throwing knives. It's basically the same as this game, except he doesn't teleport, he just stands there. So, like, not much of a fight. But the one thing that unequivocally is superior in the Mega Drive version, well, I mean, there's a few things, I guess, but as far as bosses go, is that, whoa, I didn't kill that guy. I thought I did. Is that Mayday is completely cut from this version. Oh yeah, you can walk, that's, okay. Yeah, I remember. Maybe I'm misremembering. Thought it was like a lower route or something. Well, whatever. Because she's in this stage in the Mega Drive game in Mission 3. Well, the Mega Drive game only has 4 stages. It's not, like, each stage is not split up into 3 stages like in this one. It's just the one stage. So Mayday is in stage 3. Okay, he took 2 hits there. And Oddjob just shows up in the middle of stage 4. But because there's no boss fight in stage 4, they put Oddjob in this stage instead, and Mayday is just cut out of the game. It's okay, I mean, the game makes up for it with the other boss fights and the stages and everything. But she's a cool character, and the sprite is sick, so it's just sad that it's not in this game. Awesome, we managed to do this deathless again. So far, stage 3 has been easier, or at least we're doing better. I mean, stage 2 is the one where we kept fucking up. I took an extremely stupid death falling down the first jump, and then I bonked my head on a turret. Dude, okay. I forgot how to play this game. Well, there's our death. But using a continue here is fine, because we will start right here. We should, at least. Yeah, that's the thing, like, I did Jaws, or Oddjob, basically deathless. Which means that, like, it seems easy, but I also didn't... I can't touch him! Okay. But again, because I did it deathless that first time, I have no sense of, like, what dangers lurk. So I have to jump over him. Alright, okay. The jumping is so fucked up in the boss stages. Dude, that's a massive jump. Yeah. Okay, so the fireball in the middle was something to look out for. I didn't really pay attention. But this means we have 6 lives. Because we're still on 3 lives, I think. And we have 1 whole continue. 5,000. And we're on 4-1. That still wasn't too bad. Let me check. 2 lives. Okay. Yep, that all checks out. I'm just confused because I thought... Oh yeah, I think you fall down, like... Oh my god! Okay, well you do fall down, but that's not exactly what I meant. Jesus! I don't know why I fell through the elevator there, but... Alright, let's just run at the very... Alright, the elevator stops. So that's a good time to get on and off. That's okay, we can afford... Okay, this is a downwards traveling stage. Oh, right, ropes. You cannot slide down ropes. I like that the manual says that the enemies... Oh! The enemies on stage 1 are sailors. The enemies on stage 2 are commandos. The enemies on stage 3 are firemen. And the enemies on this stage are scientists. They're not like evil henchmen or whatever. Commandos, you know, close enough. It's very funny that the enemies in stage 3 are called firemen. So I don't think they're like firefighters. It's possible that they might be supposed to be wearing like hazmat suits, which kind of looks like something a firefighter might wear, but that's not really what they look like. And it doesn't really help explain why they're called firemen. Alright, well, we're supposed to go down, so... Oh, okay. I think we do go to the right, though. Oh, probably not! Dude, that's an extremely fucking scary jump. Maybe I can grenade, but I think I can go down here somewhere. Fuck. What the hell is this jump? Okay, that was weirdly scary. It's just like unexpected of the game to ask me to do that kind of maneuver. There might be a turret on my lip. I'm pretty scared to scroll the screen. The turret. Okay. Kind of weird timing on the elevator cycle there. Yeah, crouching has like a bit of a delay on it, but it does appear like I've on multiple occasions crouched bullets such that basically the bullet grazed my head because the sprite hadn't started like playing the crouch animation yet, or it's, you know, stuck on the first frame. Oh, can get some score, I guess. But it's one of those things that I'm not keen on experimenting with, really. I'm just gonna be grateful whenever it acts a little bit odd or unexpected, and it's to my benefit. Ooh, nice little bonus. Alcove. Yeah, the level design is quite satisfying. I can see a turret or something. Oh, it's a computer. Thinking about it, I'm like not positive that I actually got this far. I think I did, but I can't be sure. Turret. Yeah, like when you're jumping, Bond doesn't like turn around visibly in the air, but he does actually turn around because you will be turned around by the time you land. So that's a little unintuitive the way it looks. But it's really useful. Okay, we might be close to the bottom here, just from the way the camera is behaving. Yeah, the fact that you have that delay turning around when stationary it's scary. Alright, we did it. We're on 4-3. And we have 5 lives, something like that. Four, maybe. We have a continue at least. So this could be the first try. Was that 4-1? Shit, I thought we were on 4-3. Holy shit. These stages are longer and longer. Okay, never mind. Okay, that was fucking scary. Okay. Yeah, as soon as you leave the bright pink highlighted area... Nice. You're not on safe ground. Safe ground? Firm ground? Like, my instinct is to crouch as soon as I see anything. But needless to say, that's not gonna help you against the turrets, so you gotta inch forward a little bit carefully. Okay, this is looking familiar. I think we must have gotten this far. Okay, those turrets look a bit scary. Luckily, it looks like the bullets are despawning at the top of the screen. Okay, good thing I can make that jump. Alright, just a little bonus suitcases. Yeah, it must be that a lot of the stage art, like these pillars, are sprites. Because, yeah, I can see that they go in front of the HUD, and, like, there's more slowdown. Like, sometimes the slowdown appears to be, like in this case, related to the fireballs. But other times the slowdown appears to happen when there are no, like, moving objects or fewer moving objects. And, yeah, it would certainly help explain why the HUD is, like, obscured on the cave stage. Because, like... Yeah, see, I was crouching there, despite the animation playing out. That was just... So probably... there's just more sprites happening. This is such an interesting navigational challenge. I didn't mean to grab the ladder, but good thing this guy didn't shoot me. So I could have just dropped down here, but how was I to know? Dude, these like all move at different speeds. Okay. Fine. Bird or something down here? Yeah, I fucking knew it. Did I grab a suitcase there? Or was that I think that was just the elevator. This is tense. Like, this game has a really good escalation of difficulty in the level design. It's not linear, but it's like on average, the kind of complexity of the tasks being asked of you goes up in a kind of satisfying way. Okay, iframes. I wasn't counting on there being a dude there. Oh, okay, that stage was shorter. Okay, I think... maybe not. Well, that section at the very end didn't seem familiar, so I think we're in uncharted territory right now. But I could be wrong. I guess I don't really remember. Anyway, 4-3, this is the last level before the final extra mission or whatever. Alright, we're ascending. The Mega Drive version has these nice little map screen intermission where they kind of show you... It would be a little bit of a stretch to call it a mission briefing, but it provides a little bit of a context of how Bond is like traversing the island. Because again, it's the same level, it's the same kind of concept. You get there on the boat, and then you like take out the power station. And then there's like the underground thing that's like powering... Oh, shit! Getting a little greedy there. Final credit. Okay. We can still do this, but we gotta be careful. Not take stupid deaths. I think the biggest threat is taking instant deaths from falling and stuff. But you get to see a little bit of a transition of like how he gets from one place to the next, or like how they're geographically sort of connected. In this game, like the manual actually describes things in quite like extensive detail. But the game itself doesn't give you any of that context, unfortunately. See, I got hit there. It's really tricky because I had to sort of predict what side he would be on. Fuck, that's hard. I don't know that I could have taken out the turret. Maybe there could have been a way. It's interesting, like, the enemies are easy to deal with, but if there's an obstacle in the way... it's not so trivial. Alright, so we got a checkpoint there, that's good. The way the enemies occasionally despawn and occasionally don't is like fucking harrowing. Fucking secret scientist. Fuck! I think it would have killed me anyway. 2 lives. This is getting scary. But it's also, like, this is data collection, right? This is our first time in this stage. So, Like, this is what getting through most of the game has been like. The game is not a complete dick, but... Whoa, 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 whoa. It's... touched. Your fireballs must have spawned in a very generous pattern that first time. I mean, there's more of what you might call gotcha moments. Here than in the early stages. Like, that turret is placed in a much more kind of awkward, precarious spot than we've seen in most of the game. Roll the screen far enough for it to... Ooh, okay. Once I jump over this flame, though, I think I'm gonna scroll the screen. Yeah. Oh, I touched the checkpoint. Nice, okay, good. Yeah, so the other turret's bullets now didn't leave the screen. Man. I was gonna say, I hope we're close to the end, but we just got a checkpoint, so we're probably not close to the end. Not that close, anyway. Yeah. Shit. Oh, this again. It felt cool, but also pretty scary. I had a feeling that there would be a scientist there. Okay, turrets, probably. Well, some kind of turret. I don't think I can make that jump. Maybe you can. Be a cool little shortcut. Although I guess, well, I was gonna say I don't think I'm going there, but I guess I have to because I'm not making that jump. Nice, okay. And at least get rid of this thing. See, okay. Just want to make sure that there's no checkpoint I'm missing. It's getting really tense. I'm getting a little bit worried about the final mission. Looks like we're close to the end. I was gonna say, I noticed the camera stopped scrolling. Okay, we have like one extra life. There might be a timer or something. That's kind of what it sounded like from the manual. Final mission. 007, you have a limited time to rescue hostages and exit the shuttle bay. Fuck. Okay, radiation warning. This is sick, but also holy shit. Time award. Whoa! Holy crap! This must have counted only on this credit. Because we certainly had hostages before. Shit! Okay. So this means we have 52 seconds. Holy crap. Okay, we're probably not clearing the game. Because we need to 1cc, basically. But maybe the hostages aren't necessary here either. I stood up into the bullet. Okay, I'm alive. Or maybe hostages earns us extra time. I don't know. I feel like you're meant to have a lot more time than what I had. Okay, it presented... Okay. So what happens if I die? Do I start with 4 seconds? Okay. The parameters have been set. I'm gonna ignore the hostages and see what happens. Because learning the level layout, it's probably more important anyway. Oh yeah, I guess the hostage doors are also like sprites. They start flickering and there's a bunch of slowdown. Yeah, I was start shooting and like crouching, it disappears. Dude, there's so many fucking enemies. Dude, fucking giant leaps. Time. Yeah, I'm aware. Thank you. Yeah, we're out of time. Okay, so this is literally impossible. That's cool, but... Alright, okay, so... Ugh. I'm like a little emotionally drained right now. I'm also a little flustered because, I mean, it's sick that that stage is like so unique. But it basically means... Oh, fuck. I wish I would have cleared, like, had at least one hostage. Like, the continue we used is so late that there were no hostages to rescue by that point. And I mean, even in that little section, I absolutely stopped going out of my way to collect Q cases. And we had, what, 80 of them? So if I had the full playthrough's worth of Q cases, I feel like we would have had, like, 300 or something. Plus we would have had maybe 4 or 5 hostages. And I don't know how much time you get for a hostage, but because there are so few of them, surely you gotta get a decent amount. And for all of that, we got 52 seconds. I feel like we could have had, at the very least, 3 times that. Of course, I don't know how long, like, geographically, how large the stage is. So, maybe we were close to the end. Maybe we were halfway through it. I don't know if you are literally required to rescue the hostages, because there's no other mechanics like that in the game. But there's no timer in the rest of the game either. So, like... I think the answer is basically... You just gotta 1cc the game. You can play on easy, which removes the boss fights and gives you 1 more hit point per life. And that would make quite the difference, of course. But fuck, the shitty thing is, up until this point, taking a death versus, like, using a continue, there hasn't been a huge difference. Like, yes, checkpoint stop mattering if you continue. You have to do the stage from the beginning. You lose your score and whatever. But for most of the stages, like, you know, oh, okay, I used to continue here, so now I have to, like, you know, start from the beginning. I don't get to use my checkpoints. And I'll probably, certainly at this point, I'll probably clear the stage without dying on this attempt anyway. So it's, like, fine. And that meant that up until this point, when considering the number of lives, I was basically thinking of it as, well, you have 9 lives, right? Because you have 3 lives, so you have 2 continues. So that's 3 credits with 3 lives. But if we essentially have to 1cc the game, or at the very least, use our final continue early, because, you know, if I continue on, like, stage 3, and I do the entirety of stage 3 and 4 on my final credit, I mean, we used our continue, where, 4-2 or something? Like, maybe it wasn't that late. Maybe I forget. Whatever. Either way, maybe that way you could at least rescue 2 or 3 hostages. And there's so many question marks right now because, A, I don't know if you need to rescue the hostages in the final stage. The manual, I think, from what I remember, seemed to imply that you do, but I also don't know that that's actually accurate to reality. I don't know how long the stage is or where it ends. I don't know how much time you get for each of the hostages. I don't know how exactly you earn extra lives. I think you get extra lives from little dudes on the slot machine. But I have not figured out. I mean, I haven't really tried too hard, but I don't know if there's a trick or like a visual cue, like to the timing to get, like I say, if I can get 3 lives, if I were to have a trick where I can consistently get 3 lives after Jaws and get 3 lives after Samity and get 3 lives after Odd Job, I can afford to take 3 or 4 deaths because I could still have like 9 additional lives. Because right now it's like crucial to make it to the end with like on the same credit. If I have 1 HP on my final life by the time I clear stage 4-3, that's fine, because then I can use my continues, and on every life I still get my full timer back on the final stage. But yeah, judging from the length of the stages, I feel like if I had 3 times the amount of time, I probably could I probably would have had time to rescue those hostages and still make it to the end. I mean, obviously I haven't really timed any of the levels because there is no time pressure. It could be interesting to do an easy mode attempt just to get to the level 4 faster, to do some practice on stage 4. Because I'll be honest, I don't think I have it in me to do a full attempt right now. And if I do, like, this was, like, we did great today because we cleared stage 4. We got to see the final mission. We know what's ahead of us. But this was like an hour. You could get there faster, sure. But the next attempt I have to make at the final section, which is like gonna be pretty tense, might be an hour from now. And it's already 10:20 p.m. and I've been streaming for almost 8 hours. I was definitely not expecting this to be a 3-parter, but I guess we didn't play super long on the second stream because we spent 3 hours unboxing and 3 hours talking about pixel art and shit. But that's fine by me. I'm really enjoying this game, so I don't mind spending a little bit of extra time with it. And I don't think that getting the 1cc is in any way inconceivable. We got pretty close to it, frankly, because we did all of stage 3 deathless, all of stage 1 deathless. I took 1 silly death. No, actually, okay, hang on. We did not do stage 3 deathless because I took 2 deaths to Odd Job, actually. That's right, I used my continue on Odd Job. But I think that was my first continue. Then I must have used a second continue on stage 4 somewhere. Anyway, we've seen all of stage 3, and we can do all of that stage deathless. We can absolutely do Jaws deathless. We did, or Odd Job. I keep calling him Jaws. But we did do Jaws deathless. We did Bones, Samity deathless. So, like, getting to stage 4 on the first credit, we were very close to it despite some slip-ups. So I feel pretty confident about that. And having a better idea of what's in store for us on stage 4, I think I can easily do it, but I'm not confident in my ability to do it right now because I'm not well rested. And I'm getting quite hungry as well. Yeah, it's been a long stream. It's been a very fun stream. We had a lot of people hanging out. Of course, we got some really massive raids. So I'm really appreciative of that. And we got like 8,000 new followers, which I think is very kind of everyone. I hope I managed to keep your interest. Have people stick around and keep stopping by. Let me pause the timer right there, because we are going to be taking a break here for now. I'm going back to the office this upcoming week, before I have an additional couple of weeks of holiday. Which means that I suppose streaming will be back to the... Well, gotta say back to the regular schedule. I haven't really been streaming in a super weird schedule this week, but we started a bit early the other day, and the schedule, the hours have been a little different. But I should be back to stream on Monday, and I think we're just gonna dive right back into this and attempt to properly finish this. Dedicating a full proper Monday stream to this, I think, should give us enough time for at least 2 attempts. And I think next time I play this, well, I was gonna say, I might just reset if I game over, but it's probably worth the research and practice, even if I game over in stage 4, to keep doing the rest of stage 4 just to learn it. And depending on how things go, you never know what, like, maybe you get to the final mission having rescued 1 hostage, and that's enough to give you like an extra minute of time or something. Really have no idea. But it's a bit of a weird design where it's like, if you almost make it to the final stage, you're super fucked, but if you like continue on stage 2, you might be fine. But it's really, really cool that this game keeps sort of throwing surprises at us. Because, well, the Mega Drive game has a spectacular final boss, which is kind of crazy because the game doesn't have boss fights otherwise, really. And it had a cool ending artwork. So I guess that kind of did throw some surprises at us at the very end. But otherwise, it's a bit of a straightforward experience. This has been more varied. And I think conceptually, the final stage being this unique gauntlet is a cool idea. I'm just a little... I'm a little flustered right now, and I was expecting to finish this game tonight, or at least this morning I was expecting to have finished this tonight. Realizing how late we started actually playing this, I wasn't feeling as confident. But I thought there was a decent chance that we might clear it first try. And seeing what the final mission actually is, now I'm feeling less confident than ever. That I'm like 1 or 2 attempts away from beating the game. But I mean, I guess I was expecting to have to de-rust a little bit more to even make it to the final mission, so I think that's a good sign. But for a game like this to keep surprising and keep throwing weird, unexpected stuff and like having new challenges and stuff, it's been a very satisfying challenge, just inching forward, like with each new attempt, making it a little further and seeing a little bit more of it, and bumping into new obstacles and overcoming them. I'm liking this game an awful lot. But we will have to finish this another time. We'll see if we can wrap this up on Monday. GoldenEye keeps, you know, hovering somewhere on the horizon. But we need to finish this, and we need to play 007 Car Chase before we can get to GoldenEye. But I will say that Car Chase is going to be a short game. I don't expect, honestly, to dedicate an entire stream to it. So probably what's going to happen is we're probably going to finish this on Monday, and I'm probably going to want/need a little bit of a break before we jump right into GoldenEye. So we're probably going to do another stream or 2 with some other stuff in between. We might start looking at Mortal Kombat 3. I got a copy of Gimmick Special Edition, which I think the way it works, I'm like obligated to do a stream of it because I got a key. It's a little bit unclear how that campaign thing worked, but I signed up for a thing and then I got a key, and it's like I think I'm supposed to stream it now. But I don't mind. Gimmick is a cool game, so but I have to do that within the next like couple of weeks. So we're not fully engorging ourselves in 100% pure Bond gaming just yet, but well, we are right now, I guess, but after beating this game, we might just take a short hiatus before doing probably a car chase as like kind of a pre-stream, pre-show kind of a thing before diving into GoldenEye, and I'm actually pretty excited about that. We need to find time to watch GoldenEye on Discord, which we do some movie watching. Dude, we didn't even talk about that, but we watched Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li yesterday, and boy was that a piece of shit. But it was fun watching it together. So if you are interested in watching movies together, usually we watch video game movies, but occasionally we watch Bond movies. You got the link to the Discord right there, so feel free to join if that sounds like a good time. I will be back on Monday, as mentioned. Until then, everybody have a nice rest of your weekend. Now, before we wrap up, let's just see who's streaming. Where are we going to send you guys? Let's see here. You know, it's been a bit of time since I raided Tonda. Stream is always a chill time. He's currently playing Sunset Riders, it looks like. So let's go say hi to Tonda and wish him luck in his cowboying endeavors. Yes, see you guys on Monday or whenever you happen to tune in next. Thank you again very much to Macaw45 and Fractal Mind Mike for giant raids. Thank you very much for everyone who might have stopped by here for the first time today and decided to hit that follow button. I really appreciate it. Thanks again, everybody. Take care. Goodbye.